Thanks, Jason. A Twin Cities hospital is the first in the nation to treat patients' pain with acupuncture. Abbott Northwestern Hospital is staffing its emergency room with an acupuncturist to treat conditions ranging from car accident injuries to migraines to kidney stones. The hope is that traditional Chinese treatment can reduce doctors' reliance on addictive opioids to manage patients' pain. And this morning, acupuncturist Senya May from Healing Insight gets us moving with more on how to treat all kinds of pain without prescriptions. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So I want to start by saying first, if you do suffer from pain, make sure to talk to your doctor about what is best for you. But these are just some non-traditional ideas to get us going this morning. So first of all, how does acupuncture even work to treat pain?
With acupuncture, you're creating a little bit of micro trauma in an area, and that stimulates blood flow and increases the immune response. So that will then decrease your pain and any swelling that you're having.
And what types of pain are we talking about here?
It can range from anything, any type of joint pain, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, carpal tunnel, or it can be things like headaches or migraines that respond really well to acupuncture as well.
Okay, and I mean, who doesn't suffer from any kind of pain from time to time?
Exactly.
So now, how does research support this? I think a lot of people sometimes they hear acupuncture and it's a relatively new thing for people. So what's the research behind it?
So the research shows that for something like osteoarthritis of the knee, oftentimes acupuncture can be more effective than physical therapy. And it can be better than the standard of care, your standard treatment for knee pain and neck pain and headaches.
Yeah, and it's certainly interesting now that we're seeing a hospital here in the Twin Cities that's turning to this, because we've seen just how addictive that those prescription painkillers can be.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about something though other than acupuncture. If you are dealing with pain, and acupuncture might not be for you, is there different sorts of treatments?
There are some other things that you can do, and often we'll combine them with acupuncture in our clinic, where you can use topical remedies that can help to decrease pain, decrease swelling for kind of temporary relief. And then we also have supplements that are helpful as well. So we use a lot of Chinese herbal supplements that can help with everything ranging from an injury to chronic arthritis, chronic pain. And then there's also specific supplements that can be helpful as well. So here we have some fish oil, which if you take that at a high enough dose, has an anti-inflammatory effect.
Fish oil, and that's something you can find at a Walgreens or Walmart, wherever.
Right, and you want to make sure you get a good quality fish oil, and that can really help. And then also there's glucosamine chondroitin, especially if it's combined with MSM, that helps it kind of get into the joints and can help with more specifically joint pain rather than muscle pain.
Okay, and I know that you did bring in some needles and this little guy here with all, what do you call these, acupuncture points?
With all the acupuncture points mapped on the body.
I noticed there's just a ton on the back.
There really are. And so when people come in and they're experiencing neck pain or back pain, you can see there's so many points that we can use that have very specific functions, but we can also use trigger points in the muscles or motor points that help to release these really, really tight muscles.
Now, for people who suffer from chronic pain, oftentimes they don't know what else to do. They've tried everything. Is acupuncture, can it be a one-time fix, or is it something that you need to do on a regular basis?
That's a really great question. If you have a recent injury, sometimes only a treatment or two is all that you need. But if you have a chronic condition you've been suffering from for a long time, then a standard course of treatment would be to do 8 acupuncture treatments. You might need 1 to 2 courses depending on the severity of the level of pain you have and how well you respond to the treatment.
Yeah, well, it's definitely something to consider trying if you do suffer from pain and haven't considered the option of acupuncture or these supplements. I know that you also brought in some food that we're going to talk about in the 6 o'clock hour, because there are certain things you can incorporate into your diet that could help with pain as well. So Senya, thanks so much for coming in and talking about this with us. I know it's a really important topic for a lot of people, and I have to say I love the color of your dress today.
Thank you. Yes,
I mean,
you have really great taste.
Thank you. You do too. And you know what, Jason, he's got great taste in ties too.
I tell you, I mean, none of us coordinated this today, but it just felt like that kind of a day, I guess.
Right? We're all cheery.
Thanks, guys.
A Twin Cities hospital is the first in the nation to treat patients' pain with acupuncture. Abbott Northwestern Hospital is staffing its emergency room with an acupuncturist to treat conditions ranging from car accident injuries to migraines to kidney stones. The hope is that traditional Chinese treatment can reduce doctors' reliance on addictive opioids and manage patients' pain. And this morning, acupuncturist Senya May from Healing Insight gets us moving with more on how to treat all kinds of pain without prescriptions. So thanks so much for coming in.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So I think I want to start off by saying first, if you do suffer from pain, make sure to have a conversation with your doctor about what is best for you. But starting out, talk to us about acupuncture and how effective it is for treating pain.
Sure. I am so glad that acupuncture is getting a lot of press right now for how effective it is at treating pain, because there's been so much research in the last 10 or 20 years answering this question of, can acupuncture help with this condition? It's been used for thousands of years in China, but the research is showing across the board that acupuncture is very effective at treating pain conditions of all kinds.
You are hearing about it more. What kinds of pain? Is it chronic pain, or can it be an injury from, if you're an athlete?
It can be anything. It can be chronic pain, joint pain. A lot of people suffer from arthritis. It can be an injury that you have from an athletic issue. But then you can have, headaches and migraines respond very, very well to acupuncture.
Oh, I know for people who suffer from migraines that could be really, really helpful.
Yeah.
It's very debilitating. And you brought in some needles, and I want to show them off here a little bit, because I think when people think about sticking needles all over your body, that doesn't sound fun.
No.
But these are tiny little ones.
They're so little. I mean, they're just a couple of hairs thick. You can just barely see it there. Like, the red handle that I'm holding on to isn't the needle. There's a little silver part there. And it's more like a bristle than what we're used to in like an injection needle.
You probably can't even feel it.
You hardly feel it. If you feel anything at all, it might feel a tiny bit like a pencil is poking your skin. I mean, most people don't feel it at all, though.
Okay, and so along with acupuncture, I know that you're looking at ways to treat pain.
Right.
With other things too. You brought in some supplements, but you also brought in some food, because there are items that you can incorporate into your diet that can actually help with pain.
Yes, there's some very specific foods that you can use. One of them is turmeric, and turmeric is has been used for many years in Chinese herbal medicine for pain of all types. In fact, we use different parts of the turmeric root depending on where your pain is. If you have abdominal pain, shoulder pain, menstrual pain, we'll use a different part of the turmeric. So the kind that you find in the grocery store, incidentally, is very good at treating shoulder pain.
Wow.
But it can treat pain of all kinds and decrease inflammation. And all you need is about this much, is about a gram and a half a day.
Okay, and we're running out of time, so real quick, what are just some other items if people want to?
Well, then eating lots of really healthy food to balance your blood sugar will decrease inflammation in your body by decreasing your body's insulin load.
Okay, so you have it right here. If you suffer from pain, it's not fun. If you know anybody who does, these might be some other ways to deal with that and hopefully provide some relief. So Senya, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Jason, Matt?